Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Facebook Live. I'm Anita Mazzero. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Horsham, Victoria. Can you believe it's another Monday already? I can't. And Christmas is not far away. Just noticed that I've forgotten to close a cupboard door. That's not the best, so please excuse that you can see into that mess. And I am live, everything's going correct, and there I am. So if you see the little red live button, you know that I'm live on Facebook, or you may be watching the replay either on YouTube or here on Facebook. So I come to you every Monday at 1:30 and we create something new. It may not be something new to you, it may be something you've seen before, but I have a go. So anyway, so please let me know where you're from, if you're watching, and I'm hoping you're surviving the weather out there. It's very windy, getting very, very warm and humid, which is not to be surprising. So, you know, summer is here, we are in summer. And we're getting used to it. Wasn't like it was freezing cold one day and hot the next, vice versa. So it's got there. So anyway, as I said, pop on, let me know what's going on. Today we're going to make a Slimline card, and I'm going to use the same, like I'm using some DSP from the Reindeer Fun bundle. And we're also going to make an envelope from that bundle for your Slimline card. Now, if you don't want to make the card, that's fine. You can go out and buy a DL envelope and it should fit in there. But, you know, it's a homemade card, so let's make a homemade envelope. Hello, Cherry, how are you? I hope it's not too hot and windy up your way. If it's anything like down here, it's not very much fun at all. And, you know, you just survive these things. So anyway, what I might do is I might flip the camera around and we can have a look at what we're going to do. So it won't be a moment, and let's see if I get this right today. And we'll just zoom in a bit. There we go. Perfect. I liked it the old way when Facebook used to be there and I could just do things, and it was quite easy. I could set up prior. Same as in Horsham, Cherry. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay. For my customers, you will be receiving in the mail your mini catalogue and celebration catalogue. So they've been ordered and will be on the way to you in December sometime. I cannot open them up. I cannot show you. All I can show you is this beautiful birthday card on the front. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a really sweet design. Nice little pocket design die here, which is done here on the front. Beautiful paper, and it looks like one that'll be really, really nice. And it's quite interesting that it's showing that beautiful flowers there. I have got this bunch of flowers that I've bought, and they are very similar to the flowers on the page. So I don't know if I can get them in properly for you. Just trying to get them in. But yeah, they're really pretty. So they're really nice. It's nice to have something different. And I hadn't even seen the catalogue when I realised I bought those flowers. And that's thanks to our beautiful furniture store here in Horsham, Robertson's Furniture. Okay, we'll pop those away. If you don't have a demonstrator and you would like a catalogue and you don't have a current demonstrator, please send me a private message and I will get your details and I will post one out for you so you can have a look. The celebration items this year are now, for every $100 that you spend, you get a celebration item, and there's lots of products to choose. And there are products that match products in the mini catalogue, so they're a great little segue into buying your product and getting something for free that all matches together. And hey, what's better than something that matches together? Right, we will get rid of that. So as I said, I'm going to make a Slimline card. Now from a piece of A4, I have cut out 21 centimetres, which is the width of the A4, by 20 and scored it at 10. And then I've got a piece left over. So let's use that piece. I'm not wasting it. So I've got a piece of garden green. I've got the wrong one there. Two different. May have cut that one slightly wrong. So that is, and I have cut that wrong because look how short I am. Whoa, that is terrible. Right, I will go and grab some cardstock. And of course, I moved it all out of the way this morning, didn't I? And we might just go for a slightly different colour. Seeing I cut that wrong. Okay. And you know, in a quick hurry, looking for my colour, I can't find what I've got. And as soon as we finish today, I'm going to pull up the piece that I wanted. So I'm going to change the colour slightly, and that's not going to matter. I did have the green, but I'm going to leave it. I have no idea why I've cut them so short. But it happens to us all. Even one of my white pieces is a bit short, so I have no idea where I'm going with this. Dear oh dear. That piece is definitely right. That is too short. But if that fits with this, I can use that on the inside. Yep. So, oh no, I don't want to use that. I thought I was very prepared today. Well, life has thrown me many a curveball over the last week, so I need this at 9.8. 9.8. Perfect. I'm just double checking as I go along. And then I want this at 20.8. So I may have gone 19.8. Only a little bit taken off. And that's it. I will now cut another one. How silly was that to cut it wrong? Being smart. And at 20.8. I think I know what I did wrong. That I went to 19.8 instead of 20.8. So they're my pieces, so that will do. Okay. Take two. We will start again. So then I've got a piece of white. Make sure this is right. You're going to make a mistake. You make mistakes all over, but yes, this is right. So I've got a piece of white, and this is 20.5 by 9.5. And even though I've probably slightly cut this wrong, I will use that in there, which will look just as good. Yes, I'll pop that in there. And that piece is 9.5 by 19.5. So that's where I went wrong. I just did a centimetre different, but I'll use that piece. I'm not going to waste it. So they're my pieces. So out of a scrap piece of cardstock, I have cut some hills. So I'm going to do a bit of colouring. So I want to put my white, make sure I've got it in camera. Yep. Pop. Actually, no, I need to put it down the bottom here where I'm going to cover up. Otherwise, my blending isn't going to show too well. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to line this up with the bottom of my cardstock and create the look that I want. Just pop that on and adhere that. And the reason I'm adhering it down is because I want the effect to, I want to stay still while I'm embossing. So I'm going to take some Coastal Cabana and I'm just, some ink, I'm just going to blend my hill, come in. And Coastal Cabana is a light colour, but it did perfectly for what I wanted to do. So I'm going to come along here, make sure I've got that hill very defined, and then I'm just going to come around and add some colour to the edges. Now I have to admit that the Reindeer Fun has become my most favourite Christmas set that they have made. It is absolutely beautiful. And it has allowed for a lot of designs. I have to admit, I didn't think I would use it. What about you, Cherry? Have you been using it? So I'm just getting some colour because I want this to be a background, very snowy background. I know we don't have snow, but the characters are snow. So I'm not over fussed. I don't know if you can see it from there. I can pick it up now. It's not completely covered. I've mainly done the edges and around the bottom of the mountain or the hills. So I'm going to take that off and you can see quite clearly that the colour is there. Keep that template because I can use that again. So I only wanted it very, very subtle so that you didn't have to watch me cut out. I cut out some lots of pieces for, and I've also die cut because I fussy cut around it. I've got my little characters and I've got bits and pieces. So what I want to do, I'm going to lay these on here. I'm going to put the Christmas tree, sit that out there, and got the reindeer. I might just sit him here, trim off it. I've got this gorgeous little reindeer and rabbit chasing on the bobsled. And then I've just got, I'll put them out a little bit further, I've just got a little present sitting here near the tree where it's being decorated. So just very simple and very easy. So what I've done is I've just glued these flat. I felt that I didn't need to do a lot to it. So I'm just going to take, just add a little bit of glue. And I'm using Tombow because it allows the wiggle room. I'm just going to pop that there. I'm not worried that a little bit of it's sitting over the edge, because this is going to be a scene in the snow. Oops. Then come back and I'm going to glue. And it always is important that when you do something like this, as I said, the dies did a few of them, but They did not take long to fussy cut, I can tell you that. I'm going to have him come off a little bit because he's pouncing into the scene. Let's face it, we often have these beautiful papers and we don't do enough with them because we don't want to, we like to keep them. Oh, you made multiples of the card we did the other day. Yeah, that was such a great card that Michelle showed us. And yeah, I really enjoyed that one too. You never got the DSP. Yeah. No, look, I just loved it. I just thought it was such a nice little set. And I think I have made quite a number of Christmas cards over the period. So as you can see, got all my little characters down. I'm just going to trim the excess off the ones that I didn't. Now, whenever you're trimming excess, just turn your cardstock over and use it as a guide to take off the excess pieces. So I'm just going to pop that through. Get rid of those. Just clean up that ink before I... Thank goodness for the glass mat. It's just a wipe. Get rid of that. And now what I want to do is I want to get my Winker Stella, because it is a snowy scene, and I'm just going to apply a lot of Wink over the card. There we go. Now I know you can't see it on there, but it has got lots of little fine glitter spells all through it. I wish the camera could pick it up for you so you could see it. I'll pop that away. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue, use dimensionals and put this to my card base. So I've not made a lot of Slimline cards over the years. Not been something I've ever thought of. And I really should have thought of it a lot more because, sorry, I'm out of camera. I've realised that it's a great way to do some cards and to do something different, because, you know, if you're like me, you kind of stick to your stock standard card base. Take these off. And your pick tool is brilliant for taking off all the backs. Now, before I go and flip it over, a little tip when you've got a lot of DSP, a lot of dimensionals, is just add a dollop of glue to each of them. And what that does, it actually allows it to wiggle so that you don't have it stuck straight away. Take my card and I'm going to pop that on, just with its very, very fine border. In place, making sure I've got, as you can see, I can lift it up because of the little bit of glue underneath. There we go. There is that, and I'll now get the front of the card and I'm going to glue that flat. Get rid of those out of the way. Now I'm hoping that my boo-boos on my card won't result in boo-boos on my envelope, because I did work my envelope out with some old designer series paper to start off with. There we go, that nicely on there. I'm going to our new gold twisted thread. Now this is absolutely beautiful thread. I'm going to take a piece, I want a fair size chunk, yeah, about that. And what I'm going to do is untwist it. You'll see when you untwist it, you get all the different threads. Try and untwist as I go along. So I've got a few pieces here now that I can get my hands on, and I'll just pull them very carefully. Just allow it to come through. There it comes. So you can see I've got these like filaments, and then these should all be unravelled as well. Just separate those as well. And if you've never tried this before, think about it. You can use probably most ribbons if they can come apart, where you can get the filaments, and it's good with the gold ribbons, the gold and silver. Because this one is completely fine, and I'm making a bit of a mess of this particular one, so I'll just gently do it. And you do need to be careful. Yesterday when I did it, it came apart in one go. Today it's taking a few goes. Just take my time, take those pieces. Hello Rhonda, how are you? I bet it's warm up your way. This is not cooperating with me today, but it'll come. Just as I said, you have to be patient. There it comes. Okay, so I've got my filaments, or the threads that were in that twisted ribbon. I'm going to get them, the whole lot of them again, make sure they're all together. So because yesterday, that when I practiced this, they just came apart, just fell apart. Really? So, but not today. They decided, I'm not going to work today. Yeah, no, we just got a lot of wind, Rhonda. No sign of a storm, but who knows? I don't think the Weather Bureau even know. Is there a storm brewing up your way, Cherry? Because often what you get is what we get, so... Okay, so I've popped these together, but I like that soft fineness of the filament. So I'm now just going to create the bow, and this is the look I wanted, just something very, very soft and just elegantly onto the page. So I'm just going to get that, and I'm going to put a little bit of tape, just enough to hold it together, because I'm going to cover it. So as you can see, if I bring it up, you can see how fine those little pieces are out of that gold trim. It is really, really nice. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a haircut. You reckon tonight, Cherry? Probably will. Oh, hubby had a game of golf this morning, so that was good. go. So as you can see, that's given a really soft, sort of like gossamer wings. So I'm going to take my 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly. And I got that from one of our online exclusives called So Very Merry. This is the beautiful one that you could make into little ornaments. So I'll just get my minis and pop them on the back. Oops, they want to all come at once. I'll take my pick tool to take them off. And then I'll just, for double use, instead of leaving the backing on, the tear and tape, I'm taking it off. Because that means I've also got adhesive in there as well. I'm just going to take that and I'm going to place that. Just got to roll some of that tape back. That's the beauty of it. We can roll it and hide it. Just making sure that it's well hidden. There we go. And there's that. So that's the front of my card. So even though I've cut this piece of white wrong, I'm still going to use it. So I'm going to get my Coastal Cabana again. And I'm going to get a bit more, and I'm just going to pop some colour in the corner. It doesn't have to be a lot. I just want to add that bit of colour. And then I'm going to take my Lost Lagoon Stampin' Right marker, and I just use the thick end and just give it a little flick to create a bit of splatter. So as you can see, it's just a tiny bit of splatter on there, just for another bit of a look. And I'm going to use some Lost Lagoon. I was going to use a different colour, but seeing we mucked up the thing and I had to change, we'll go with Lost Lagoon. And I'm just going to put here the most wonderful time of the year out of our Golden Greetings stamp set. And let's see, why not you put a little bit of Winker Stella on there. We've got Wink on the front, why not put it on the back? Out of the way. And then I'm going to take the reindeer. This Mama and her little, I presume it's a cup. I'm not sure what they call it. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Lucia. Okay, so we're just going to stick him on. He's not going to go completely on. I'm going to have him half off, but, you know, he's like the ones on the front. They're just coming into the page. So just pop a little bit of glue and we'll sit him just like so. Just needs a tiny, tiny dab of glue in here to hold his foot down. There we go. And we'll flip it over, trim off any excess. And as I said, we're not going to waste cardstock, we're going to use it. So if you ever make a mistake, like I did, where you've just trimmed the measurements wrong, look at how you can use it into your page. So I'm going to pop that on there. And then add a little bit of glue to the back and pop that on the inside of the card. Make sure your card is the right way when you do it. And your inside is the right way, because nothing worse than making a mistake and having it the wrong way. Ask me how I know. All right, so there is our card. Just go over it with the bone folder. So there's the card. Very simple Slimline card. Oh, gems. I knew as soon as I looked at it something was missing. So we finish the card completely before we go any further. So I'm going to use some gems. I'm going to use these iridescent rhinestone basics. So I'm going to put one above the Christmas tree where the star is. And then I'm going to take some little ones and I'm going to scatter them around. I'll probably put 5 in total today because it's a larger card. So, you know, 3 can look a bit lost in here. So we'll just put one there and I think one down there. So there's our card. So as I said, really pretty. Breaking up the twine to get the filaments is so much nicer. And then on the inside is the card. So we're going to leave that now and I'm going to show you the envelope. So you need a piece of 12 by 12 and you need to extend your arm out. A bit of room here. And so I've chosen from the reindeer paper, there's this one with the reindeers on, but the opposite side has got the holly. And I thought, well, the reindeer, you know, you've got to be very, very careful for making sure you cut it the correct way. So I'm choosing this because I don't have to worry about which way it cuts. Thank you, Miss Jade. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this at 22 centimetres. 22 centimetres. And then I'm going to turn it to 26 centimetres. And trim that. Now on the 22 centimetre side, we're going to score at 10.5. Oops, nearly had the wrong one. 10.5 and 21. Just making sure 10.5. And then 21. Sorry, just double checking my notes because so that leaves me with a 1 centimetre border this end. So I'm now going to rotate to the 26 centimetre. Sorry. Then I'm going to go on this side and I'm going to go to 2 centimetres because that's going to be our bottom. I'm going to put a line through there. Oh no, I've done the wrong thing. See, you have to make sure that you don't do it. I will just use a very small border each end this time. That's what you do not do. So I'll have a centimetre at each end this time. Not what I was going to do, but so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take on the bottom here the little centimetre piece, and I've just taken it from there, And then I'm going to trim there down to the score line and trim off. This will be slightly different than the one I'm going to show you, but I wasn't wasting the paper just because of that. Give that a trim. And then you're going to do the same up the other end. Just a little trim. You might be looking at this and saying, all right, well, how do you send it? If you have a labeler, you can print a label and pop it on. But if you don't, you can use your computer or cut a piece of paper and pop that on the page, on the front of the envelope. Okay, so I'm going to get this, and you know what? It would have worked with, we might just change it, flip it over. Might use the reindeers. I was going to use the other side, but let's use the reindeers. So flip that over. Flip that over. Fold that. And fold that. Look, it works beautifully. So on this side, I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue. Make sure that's out of the way. Must be getting a bit low on my... I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. And because of the way it's been cut, it fits perfectly. Well, it should. Flip it over and just a fraction out. And look, I'm not surprised with that. This is my first time making an envelope. So we just give that a trim, like what we did on the card. And we go through. Trim that off. Voila. Easy fixed. So then the bottom part of the envelope, I'm going to glue again, just this bottom piece here. That through there. Whoops, 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 whoops. Not that piece, I've got the wrong piece. But that's going to be the top of the envelope, because if I had put it this side, our envelope would have been upside down. But remember to keep our pattern. Now, if I'd been using the other end, the other side wouldn't have mattered, but this time it did. So you're learning from me of what not to do. Now you can use tear and tape if you wish. You don't end up with the glue. Just making sure everything's... And then, there is our envelope. Just because of the layers, don't tell me I've stuffed it up. There it goes. There it goes into our envelope, and then we close the flap down when we're ready to send it. There's plenty of room in there. Pull that out. This one I've made very tight. Anyway, so there's the card and envelopes that you can use. And my previous one, which I used some very old paper, this is the gone fishing paper, and this is what I wanted before. So you can see, and here's the one I did earlier. So you can see it's the same thing. So an envelope and a card. Do I have it? So you got your envelope and card. Very quick, very easy. Oh, I might put them this way because you can't really see them properly up there. Very quick and very easy cards that you can do. And they pack a bit of impact because they're not your normal card. So it's a really fun-loving one, which is why I used the sentiment that I did, because let's face it, they look like they're having a jolly old time. So there's something very quick and easy today with an envelope, and you can go away and use up a lot of your old stock. And as I said, that's a fishing one, but it'll still go really nice with this card, because once you've got your label on there, and when they go to open it, they're not going to, well, they might realise it, but they're not going to look too much on the inside. And this is a great way to use up old designer series paper that you've got in your cupboard. And let's face it, who doesn't have a lot of designer series paper? Today I've shown you how you can make a mistake and you can fix it. So don't do as I did, do as I tell you. Anyway, that's the way it is. So I hope you've enjoyed today's card. It's very quick, I admit, and it is a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy it, and we will see you next week. 2 more, what is it, 3 weeks to Christmas, 23 days? 3 weeks to Christmas, can you believe it? Hard to get it. So anyway, if you do this card, if you copy it, I'd love to see what you do with it, which papers you use and how it turns out, and your envelopes. I would love to see it because it really enjoys it. Thank you very much, Lucia. Okay, darlings, I'll catch you all next Monday, 1:30. Bye for now.